Hey there, how's it going? What's up, everybody? Irish Orangutan is here to pass along what you need to know to get better at Madden and grow your MUT team. Enjoy the show. In one of my first videos, I discussed my team and what to look for. Last week, we talked about how I was able to build through the market and kind of through the upcoming promo, and I'm excited that most of those things have been able to work, especially the get a player pack. I know a lot of other people have been discussing that recently, but it was very valuable. More or less throughout this week, at the beginning of the week, a lot of people had extra coins because of the Fumblerooski, so people were able to kind of cash in on the things at the bottom of their binder. I was able to make a significant amount of coins on what I did have, and now am up to the 1.3. I have kind of, well, in one position, I have let it go a little bit. I don't play a lot of three tight end sets that I usually don't bring another offensive lineman in. I feel as if that's a better option, I guess, in most regards, because I'm trying to run the ball when I have three tight ends in, and I have Boyles over here, so he's able to really be a monster and maul people over. Today, I wanted to talk about how and when to update your team. I am excited that I have been able to build a 96 overall team without spending any money outside of purchasing the game this year. You can do a lot of different things that I'll be talking about throughout many of my videos that will be able to help build your team and know exactly how and when you are able to build the way that I have. The first thing you need to look at when thinking about upgrading is what your team is made of and what you want from your team going forward. It's really difficult to be able to understand when to upgrade your team if you don't know how long you're going to be playing the game, if you're going to be playing solos, if you're going to be playing head to head. If you're going to be playing head to head, you're always going to want the best team, so you're going to upgrade and get the Randy Mosses as soon as they come out. But that might not be the best thing financially or coins wise to do. So you might have to do things like wait a week because that'll be a small dip in kind of what his price will be a little bit later on. Waiting a week will allow you to get him at a lower price and allow you to keep your coin stack up. It will, I know it won't be as shiny a week later, but it'll allow you to have a much better team a lot more quickly. If you're just going out and buying 85s that you think that you'll like and not going out and getting them at the best price, it's really going to put you in a negative hole because you're not going to be able to go out and get the 90 that you need a week later. If you want to play for months down the road, and if you're just playing solos, the things that you want to do are stack coins and, like I said, be more conservative with the coins that you do have, get things a little bit later on. If you're just going to be playing for another month, you can probably use your coin stack for what you need at this point in time and just spend it all down because you want to play right now when players are different than other players and they're not just different names on the front of the card. You'll be able to have the theme team that you want, but everyone will be extremely fast. Everyone will be able to block well, unless you play someone that just picked up the game a couple of weeks earlier and isn't spending any time or money on the game. You'll be up against God squads, and that's okay, but right now might be the best time to invest for you. I really think about picking up cards after the promos are over or when the next one starts. The Randy Moss and Barry Sanders, if they would not have been limited, I would have waited probably until earlier this week to pick them up then as well. They really have been able to do a wonderful job. They are exceptionally fast and are able to do things that just other people are not able to do, and that's kind of the player that you really want on your team, especially when the next promo does start. Players will simply be forgotten about by certain players, and other people will just want to drop them and pick up the next players. I know there's a lot of people that create content that just simply drop players shortly then after picking them up, and that's all right for them, but you can really take that to your advantage because a week later, all those people are going to be dropping cards and picking up the new cards. You can go out and get those cards. Another thing to consider is the coins and training that you do have. Can you invest either of those to really improve your team? At this point, I just really need to get players that are above my overall. So at 96, probably want to start looking at players that are maybe 97 overall and looking at my 93s. Well, this guy's actually 92 before his upgrades, and think about potentially upgrading him further because I know he's a tremendous run blocker, but now his passing stats are a little bit weak. At 87, that's pretty bad. I can't put lead the way on him because I have secure pass blocker on him because of his weaknesses, but he gets by and does exactly what I need him to do when he's pulling. So I can definitely work with him at this point in time. I have had to upgrade out on the left tackle because I feel as if outside linebackers are just kind of overpowered almost at this point. They have the speed, they have the power moves, they have the finesse moves to just really get around left tackles and right tackles if you have not invested. But the coins and training that you do have kind of set the mark for where you can invest. If you have 100,000 coins with a 94 overall team, you probably need to build on your coin stack or look at potentially investing in good opportunities for training. When a lot of other cards are coming out, you can get that really, really low, and you will be able to build on that and potentially upgrade players that are a little bit cheaper. A week later, like Barry Sanders, after his limit was done, it was 17,000 training, but that is ridiculously less than what his limited time card would have cost at that point and costs now because it goes up when those players are then off the market. I had discussed this briefly earlier, but working off your overall is very important. You don't want to go out and get a player that is less overall than what your team is unless he has a significant trait that you do like. Side note, with overalls aren't everything. If a player is 76 speed at linebacker but is 92 overall, you might need to consider not starting him. Sadly, I've had to not start Ryan Kerrigan, even though he has the 99 power move. He has 79 speed. If someone's going around the corner, I want to probably have someone like Von Miller at 85 speed and 90 block shedding that can get around the corner and can actually stop those runs. And when I upgrade Kerrigan one more time, he'll be closer to 90 speed. Actually, he'll be over 90 speed once I get him there. I know Kerrigan has an upgrade as well, and I'm excited to get him there. But you just need to understand that if you want to win, you might not be able to use your favorite player. You can then sub in your favorite player when you're playing solos or doing something else that isn't quite as competitive. If you're just playing seasons and not weekend league, you might be able to do that then. The next thing that you really want to consider when upgrading your team is there a position that's holding you back from being able to win? Do you have a quarterback that's able to run, but he just doesn't have the skills passing the ball that can get you a 3rd and 7 when you really need it? Do you have two cornerbacks, but you really need the third when they're running or wanting 3 and 4 wide on you and passing the ball every down? If you don't have that third cornerback, you can really have a hole, especially if you don't have someone that can fill that hole at a safety position. So you might want to look at a safety that can play both positions and fill that, and might cost a little bit less because safeties are sometimes overlooked because cornerbacks, there's 5 of them that you can fill in instead of just the two. So you can go out and get an Earl Thomas, Paul Krause, Sean Taylor, and they can come up and play that cornerback position. Brian Dawkins is another huge, wonderful player at that position also. So if there's something that's really holding you back, if you're not able to get the pressure on the quarterback that allows your cornerbacks to succeed, you might have to go out and get one significant pass rusher and then scheme around him and get a couple quicker guys back at the linebacker position. You have to work with what your team allows and what your team is kind of built around. If you're going to run the ball over and over again and you don't have the offensive line for it, you might need to invest before you're really ready for it, but it might be something that you need to do to be able to succeed in head to head like you'd like to. The last real main point is this your favorite player or an upgrade on your favorite team? If it is, you probably want to be smart about it and get it a week later, but when Barry Sanders came out, I went out and got his 91 and his power up almost as quickly as I could have. I know I had his power up powered up that weekend and probably waited a couple weeks and got the 91, and he was absolutely terrorizing absolutely everything and everybody that I played against, and it was wonderful. Those players will lose value, so you need to understand that, but really playing through it and getting those players and playing with your favorite players is what this game is about. So if that's what you need to get you through the week to love the game even more, you probably need to go out and do it. But if you want to keep your coin stack up and be better a few weeks down the road, you probably just need to wait and get that player in a week. In the coming weeks, I will be doing a more in depth look on how I've updated my offense and defense throughout the year to get to this 96 overall no money spent squad. There will be a link below to previous videos in this series. Thanks for checking into the Irish Orangutan channel. Keep coming back to keep getting better at Madden and growing your MUT team. There will be at least 5 videos up a week, so make sure to like and comment on each of those. Be sure to subscribe to see them all. Come by Twitch to engage or hit me up on Twitter. Take care, everybody. Much love.